Hello everyone, Shirley here. Today I thought I'd go over my impressions of the Destiny 2 beta. But to start things off, I feel like I need to pretense it with a little bit of my history with Bungie games. Now, way back in the day, when Combat Evolved first came out, I played it and loved it from the very start. The combat, the story, the multiplayer, the whole package. And then Halo 2 and Halo 3 came out, and they were just as good, if not even better. Now, I know that's a point of contention, but anyway, getting off topic, I really enjoyed everything about the original trilogy that Bungie made for the Halo games. That was, the story, but not just the story, the universe they created behind the games were so in-depth and enjoyable. And then, of course, the multiplayer took off on its own, and the rest is history in that regard. So, needless to say, I've been waiting to play another Bungie-made game for a long time. Now, I know the original Destiny came out back, God, what's it been, 3 or 4 years ago now, on console, and the problem is that I don't really play console games these days, every once in a while, but it's just not the platform. I've been on PC for quite a while now, and it goes in a lot of ways with muscle memory when it comes to first-person shooters, and I can't really transition back to the controller, on a whim, or at least play at the level that I want to play at. So I've really been looking forward to Destiny 2 that's going to be on PC. And it works great, actually, with the mouse and keyboard. The port seems really solid. There isn't any unnecessarily mouse acceleration or anything weird like that. Fully rebindable keys. It runs great. I'm getting over 100 FPS all the time, and I've got it on fairly high settings, running at 1440p. So it's really smooth, and it's been a lot of fun so far, actually. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the original game because, frankly, I didn't play it. So my impressions of the second beta was pretty well blind going into it. Didn't know, what much to expect. I knew the general concepts of the game, being a looter shooter, with PvP and PvE sides to it. And as you might know from me playing WoW, I enjoy both sides, whether it's raiding or PvP. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in an FPS, and I love FPS, so it's, it's like the perfect mix, really, theoretically. Now, does it stand up to that? Only time will tell. But my initial impressions of the game so far, it's gorgeous. They've got a pretty generic story hookup for you on, the intro and everything, but I'm not going to, prejudge it on that regard. I hope the campaign definitely brings back that sense of scale and wonderment that Halo originally had, a broader universe and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. But mechanically, the campaign, or the one strike that they have in the game, in the beta, the enemy varieties seem pretty decent. I don't know, like I said, a whole lot about what kind of enemies to expect in the Destiny universe. I've done a little bit of reading on it, but not a whole lot. I like that there was different variants of each enemy, kind of like back to Halo 2. You had elites, that were different colors, they did different things. I like that style, how you get a little bit more depth out of the same enemy type. The level design seemed alright. It's pretty big. If I did have one complaint with the story mission, it was the final boss. The lead up to him, all the enemies that you were fighting were interesting and engaging, and the way you could play around the environment was fun. The final boss was very constricted, I felt. Playing in this little platform box with ads that spawn and a big bullet sponge, walking around shooting missiles at you. It wasn't terrible, but I feel like the boss design could be a little bit better. I'm hoping that, when the game comes out, there'll be more complex bosses, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. But I know a lot of my friends are looking forward to the game, so it'll be a lot of fun playing with other players that obviously. As far as the multiplayer side of things, I surprisingly enjoyed it, actually. I didn't go into it with much expectations. I didn't figure it was going to be, quite as good as some of the arena shooters I've played lately. And it's not Halo by any means, but it definitely reminds me of it. There's a lot of little details in the game that I feel like Bungie took on that were important in Halo and expanded on in Destiny, like jumping, for example, such a simple mechanic. They expanded upon that each class jumps a different way and has 3 different versions of their jump, and I thought that was really cool. And it's same with the melee system. You know, meleeing back in Halo was huge, and they've kind of took that and ran with it. That there's different melee types and everything, so I thought, you know, there's a lot of simple skills, but there's a lot of depth to mastering each individual version of it, so I thought the classes played out pretty cool in that regard. The maps, I feel like the competitive mode, the Counter-Strike map, was a lot better than the Domination casual map. It was okay, but I'm looking to see what else they can come out with. As far as the gunplay, I enjoyed it once I kind of figured out the meta a little bit. I think they need to work on their balance a little bit already. Some of the guns definitely seemed considerably weaker than others. Hand cannons especially seemed incredibly good, which goes kind of good for me, I guess, because I always liked hard-hitting, slow-firing weapons in most FPS I play, or like completely opposite end of the spectrum where it's just super high RPM weapons that, you know, shred things really fast. I'm not really a middle-of-the-road RPM kind of player, so I enjoyed the hand cannons a lot. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about like the auto aim assist thing going on. Now, I didn't plug in a controller and try it myself or anything. Hopefully Bungie gets it nailed down to where it's fair on both ends, whatever. It's a whole nother can of worms. But what I did feel was that the hitboxes of the projectiles, of the bullets themselves, seemed rather large compared to a lot of things that I play. So you could hit, you know, headshots and everything, and I wouldn't say you were missing necessarily, but if you shot like right next to somebody's head, the hitbox of the bullet itself was so big that it would hit it anyway, which I don't mind. It's just going to take some getting used to, I suppose, and it's just, what's the word for it? It's just exaggerated with aim assist enabled if somebody plugs it in a controller, so hopefully that's not too over the top when the final release comes out. I hope they nail that down. But other than that, I'm looking forward to playing more, actually. I didn't think I would be, but I'm happy that there's going to be a Bungie game on PC again. The last one I played would have been Halo 2 on the PC. Might have to dust that off at some point. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you guys think of Destiny 2 so far, and I'll let the gameplay, you know, speak for itself. Peace.
Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Zone B lost. I need a hunter like you with the red jack. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. Zone C lost. It's a power play. Get those zones back. It's time, Guardian. Crush them. Zone C captured. Zone B captured. You have advantage. With 10 hunters like you, I could make the frontier safe again. That's why we have fire teams. Keep this up and the battle is yours. Zone B lost. Only 5 minutes left. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. You captured Zone C. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold them. You're breaking them. Hunters like you blaze a path for the rest of us. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. Zone B lost. Zone C lost. Oh, I can't wait to see what you do with that. Finish them. Zone B captured. You have zone advantage. 3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong. Zone A lost. Zone C captured. You have zone advantage. Down. 3 opponents down. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Tell them to line up fast. A victory well executed.